So I know I'm really late to the party on this one because this film has been out for like a month now, probably, not a little bit longer, but I just had to talk about 1917. I've seen it now, and it is easily in my top 5 films of 2019. It is a technical marvel. That is all I can think of to say about it. In the same vein of Birdman from 2015, I believe, 2016, this entire film is made to look like it's all one shot. And it is executed superbly. This is what happens when you get Sam Mendes to make a World War I epic. That's what this movie is. It is an epic. I know that word is so overused nowadays it has just about all but lost its meaning, but this movie is epic. You are following 2 soldiers on a secret mission into what they think could be enemy-occupied territory in World War I. They have a message to deliver to call off an attack that is going to end up being a massacre. And one of them has a brother in this unit that is about to get massacred. So there's a lot of tension here. There's a lot of pressure here. And that's exactly what this film is. It is like a pressure cooker. It starts slow and then builds and just builds and builds and builds and builds. It's edge of your seat, even in times when it's not actually what you would consider action. It is visceral in its own right because World War I was a horrific bloodbath. While this movie does show you the horror that you can, that these soldiers experienced, it also shows you hope, which I love because it shows you basically the full gamut of human emotion during this film. You go from hopeless to hopeful and everything in between. While you do have big stars like Colin Firth and Benedict Cumberbatch and even Mark Strong show up for very small parts of the film, the entirety of this film focuses on these 2 characters and their mission. When I think of war movies, I automatically think of films like Saving Private Ryan or Fury because those films are such character-driven films. While this one is not as character-driven because, like I said, you only meet a handful of other characters along the way, it's no less entertaining. The violence in this film is not as brutal as you would get from like a Saving Private Ryan or Fury or one of those films, but it still does not shy away from showing you the horrors that these soldiers went through. These soldiers who looked like they were barely old enough to shave, let alone drink, what they had to go through in service to their country is incredible. This film does not have a whole lot of action in it, but that does not make it any less entertaining, any less interesting. I was still on the edge of my seat for most of the film. But all that to say, Sam Mendes is some kind of a mad genius for this film. I mean, Skyfall was amazing. Probably one of the best Bond flicks we've had in the last 20 years. And Road to Perdition was also really good. That's one of my favorites. But this film is on a whole nother level. Leaving the theater after seeing 1917, this was probably the first time since Mad Max Fury Road came out that I can remember leaving a theater going, I can't wait to buy this movie on Blu-ray and watch every single special feature about the making of this film. I want to know how they did all of this. It's that impressive. So I'm going to give 1917 a highly recommend. This movie probably bumped Midsommar out of my top 5 for 2019, and I think it's now sitting at my number 3 spot of best films of 2019. But if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will do my best to keep this channel updated as much as I possibly can. I love film, and I love movies, I love to go see movies, and I will try to review some of the newer ones as they are coming out. I think my next one's going to be The Gentleman, the new Guy Ritchie flick. But until next time, I will see you guys on my next video.